Hey friends and fellow crafters, in my December game I wanted to give my players a gift. And I had a problem at the table. One of it was we play 5e and we use the inspiration die. So if you can award the player an inspiration die and they can have it until they need to use it. Well, we were using chips to mark that, and you know I have a pretty big table and pretty big group, and we're throwing chips and they're flying everywhere and trying to catch them and all that stuff. So I was kind of annoyed with it actually. So I came up with an idea to use these little pedestals that I could make to set the inspiration die on, and then when they use it, when they get the inspiration, they can put the die on it. When they use it, they could take it off. And this is a fun little craft, easy to do, but they look great, and they're really thematic and that kind of thing. And I was just really happy to give my players. They were really excited to receive them. And I thought I would share with you guys just how fun and easy these are to make. So you can make them, if you're a DM, you can make them for your group. If you have a spouse that plays, you can make them for your spouse or your friends. They're just really easy to make. And I wanted to get this vid out there so if people wanted to make a gift during the holiday season, they could do that. So let's hit the table and we'll start talking about those inspiration dice pillars. Going to start the craft a little differently today and show you the completed tower. And here's one of the completed die holder towers. I think it's really cool. Just perfect for holding the inspiration die. So I really like the detail, and they're super easy to do. So let me show you what it looks like here loaded. So when you get the inspiration die, you just load it, just put it on there. And then when you use it, you just take it off. So, and then you know when you do or don't have inspiration. So here's another example. The dragon pack I got had a bunch of different dragons, so I made all different dragons on these towers. And it has a nice felt bottom, so you won't scuff any tables or anything. So yeah, I think those are really fun and a great gift for your players, as well as very practical. So let's hit the table and make those. Alright, for the construction of my die holder, I'm going to use these wooden spools, and these are going to be the tower part of the project. Then I'm going to use these checker pieces, and these will be upside down. These will be the bowls that actually hold the die on top of the tower. Then I got these 2-inch wooden discs that I'm going to use for the base of the project. I also picked up these dragons. I got these from this bag of dragons. I actually got these from just ordered these on Amazon. And I like these because there's quite a few in here, and there's 2 of each type. So that's pretty cool. So they won't all look the same. The dragons will look different. I also got a 2-inch washer, and that'll give a nice weight to the base. Alright friends, here's our components. I'm going to use this E6000, which is basically goop. It's just another name for goop. I got to put on the washer there and adhere that to the wood base. So that'll give a nice weight. Then I'm going to take the checker and put it on the pillar or the spool upside down, and I'm going to glue the spool and attach it to the base, kind of offset. Alright, because I'm going to put the dragon on that later. Now I've black bombed it flat black, and I'm going to use my gray and my sponge technique. It's a damp sponge, and just start filling in the pillar and the base and get a really nice stone texture on there. Just dab that on. Just fill it all in. Okay, now I'm going to use a lighter gray, and the lighter gray will kind of get the highlight. So I'm going to go around the edges of the spool, kind of make those pop out. It gives a nice highlight there, and a few dabs elsewhere, on the pillar and the base, and then go around the edging of the base to give it a nice highlight. So there we go, cool. All right, now I'm going to use a nice platinum metallic. It's a kind of an interesting creamy metallic. I'm going to use that for the cup at the top. I kind of like this color. It's not really bright silver, right? Okay, now I'm going to use my dragon, and I'm going to paint it the same way. I washed it with soap and water, and then I spray painted it flat black, and now I'm going to dry brush this platinum on so it'll match the cup. And really nice, really cool. And there, I'll finish that up and be ready to go. Now I'm going to use some green. This is ivy green, and I want to do a little bit of color variance on this so it's not just all gray. I'm going to have some kind of vines going up the pillar, like I'm going to dab some, looks like some vegetation growing on there, right? Now I'm going to use a leafy green with my sponge again and kind of dab that on so like the leaves of the vine like running up the pillar and on the base. It really gives a nice little color variation to that piece. All right, cool. Looking good. All right. Now I need to add the felt bottom, so I'm just going to use my E6000, and there's the felt, just using a nice gray felt. And make sure you go out to the edge because you want it to stick nicely to the felt. And just fill it all in, and just stick it on the felt and let it dry. Have a nice smooth bottom. Okay, now I'm going to cut around. Just cut around the circle. Be careful. Take your time. And you'll just have a nice smooth cut around that edge there if you just take your time and you're careful. All right, cool. There we go. Won't hurt any tables. Now I did pick up these little swords off of Amazon. They're like little charms. And I'm going to put this, I thought this would be fun to put on the front as a little extra added detail. So I'll just line that up on the front there, vertically. Nice. I also picked up these gems, and you can get these at any craft store. But these are kind of cool. You look at them different angles, and they change colors. I kind of like that. So I'm going to put the small gem on the sword. There's 2 different sizes. And a larger gem on the cup, just above the sword. Have a nice detail there. Cool, I really like that. All right, now the dragon, I want it to adhere to the base nicely, so I'm going to scuff the feet up. I'm going to scrape the paint off the bottom of the feet. That way, when I adhere it, it won't just come off because it'll be adhered to the paint. It'll actually be adhere to the model, the dragon model itself, and so it shouldn't come off, right? So I'll just scuff all those feet up so I can get a nice adhesion on the base. And then I'll use my E6000 again and put it on the feet. And I'll stick it on the base. And these will be ready to go. So there we go, a nice 5E inspiration die holder. Har, 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 winning! I'm gonna get you, damn Scotty. Let me at him, let me at him, let me at him!